And it's time for the Throw for Dough, brought to you by Security National Bank and local TV for Me Sports Network. Now, both of the schools in tonight's game have chosen a cheerleader to try to throw the football through the special Throw for Dough banner. And just for participating, each school's athletic department will receive $50 from Security National Bank. But if they are successful in throwing the ball through the banner, the school's athletic department will receive a donation of $500 from Security National Bank. Let us welcome from Security National Bank, Joanne Crum. Joanne, where are you at? There you go. And also Teresa Bryan. Teresa, thank you guys for being here, and thanks for bringing the money. Our first contestant from Tecumseh High School, Savannah Smith. Savannah, good luck to you. Get $500 for the athletic department. Oh, look at this. Oh, just off a little wide to the right. Congratulations. Give her a big hand, Savannah Smith. Thank you. Now, representing the Shawnee Braves is Aaliyah Burba. Aaliyah, good luck to you. $500 to the athletic department. Not a whole lot of pressure. Oh, that one off to the left. If we had another one, it'd be right down the middle. Again, thank you for participating. And if you want more information on the Throw for Dough, log on to www.localtvforme.com. Give all the participants a big hand, and thank you so much.
Although the world is ever changing, the basic rhythms of life remain the same. One being people's passion to build families, communities, houses, businesses. But turning passion into reality is often challenging. For all of life's moments, count on Security National Bank.
I'm a text walker. I'm paying more attention to my LOLs and OMGs and the CARs that are about to HIT me.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Jim Twiggs, your Allstate agent with the hometown high school football game of the week. Third quarter kickoff action, and third quarter action coming up. And, of course, with the lead, 49-21, almost at the doorstep of a running clock for the rest of the ball game. It's
we had 10 scores,
lead.
10 scores right there, and then we had some of the stats just to kind of talk about for Shawnee. 177 yards rushing, 66 passing. Total offense for Shawnee, 243. And then for Tecumseh, they had only 31 yards rushing and 77, kind of surprises me, passing.
Yeah.
They had 3 turnovers in the total offense for Tecumseh, 108. But look at the penalties there for Shawnee. 6 for 55 yards. That's something, when you get into the postseason, you got to clean that up. That could lose you a ball game.
Got to clean it up big time. You're absolutely right. Because if you have that during the playoffs, and how many times we see that? I remember the Clyde game when Shawnee lost it because there was a clip 35 yards away from where the ball was going.
That was when we were up in Columbus. That was years ago, and it didn't even matter. But still, that took them out of the championship.
Took them out of the championship. You know, a penalty.
Script kick here?
I don't think so. Nice kick. End over end. Everybody was playing it that way as it gets down to the 5-yard line and picked up by Robbie Glass. And he takes himself just a slide, and he'll slide, and where they're going to mark it, we know where he ended up, but that's not where they're going to mark it. It should be at about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, he just didn't want to lose that ball and said, let's not fumble this. Let's just go down here, and we'll start from there.
And he didn't want to get hammered again either.
See Coach Meeks out there with his team, and probably had a pretty good talk in the locker room saying nothing is for granted right now because we're in a game right now with a team that's up and coming, Tecumseh, and they have nothing to lose here.
Nothing at all. And of course, if you're the king, as Robbie Glass was, you don't want to get injured before the dance tomorrow night.
Well, that's exactly right. We got a king and queen on this team. Andy Meeks, of course,
right.
the queen, the coach's daughter, and Robbie Glass.
Low snap, but a nice handoff.
Oh, boy, nice recovery
Yeah,
on that.
very, very nice recovery.
Ooh.
And picking up some real nice yardage.
Matt Geyer.
Matt Geyer, just, I don't see how he did it because there was this low snap, and I don't see how the quarterback got it to him. But when he did, he just kept right on going like there was nothing that happened. And it's enough for the first down. So 1st and 10 for the Shawnee Braves. And they've got the lead right now, 49-21. And if they would happen to score on this, then we'd have that running clock. Here's the quarterback keeper. Actually, I call it the quarterback draw.
And he's playing it pretty safe right now.
Yeah.
Robbie Glass, you mentioned that. He doesn't want to get hurt right now, and especially in a game like this. 49-21, so you probably won't see him doing any what he's pretty well known for. He's won it twice in the state, the high jump. You won't see him jumping over any players right now.
Not tonight.
One of the other things, he was runner-up in the 400 at the state last year, so kid has some experience and has some legs to move around with it.
You know, the deal is I tried running track once, and everybody finished at 11:45, and I was still going at 3. And that was the 100-yard dash.
Yeah, and you hadn't even left home.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Nice tackle coming in there defensive-wise. Hayden Palmer, number 73.
10:34 remaining here in this third quarter, so we're basically underway. Shawnee with the football, and boy, they spread it out all over the place.
Now let's see man-to-man coverage. Kind of close up top there with the man in the slot.
Yeah.
Down low is what they're looking for. It's going the opposite direction,
Who was
of course.
this? Geyer with the football. And guess what? Boy, he just, they call it run for daylight, and that's about what he did. He knew where the marker was, and he just ran right at it and picked up a couple of more yards even after that.
Yeah, and I think the man that made that tackle came up a little gimpy there, trying to see the number, and I think it might very well have been Joe Green. He came up a little gingerly, and he's looking over there towards the top of the screen is where you'll see Joe Green kind of out of your picture right now. He's on the very top of the screen, looking for the man in motion. He's going to stay with him.
The motion man takes the football, and the guy that's been playing kind of all over the place, Luke Myers, comes up with a couple. Oh, there's a flag, and that was really late. Really late. Getting up slow for Tecumseh is Hayden Palmer. And the officials are talking things over right at the 40-yard line. Referee Mark Miller. And, boy, they got a confab going. And, I mean, that was really late when it was thrown. And I'm sure somebody probably got a little lippy in there.
Yeah, it's probably a verbal thing.
Yeah. Oh, no, okay, they decided to say no flag. So that'll keep me in suspense for the rest of the night. I'll have nightmares over this one. So the clock rolls, 9:42 remaining here in this third quarter. And I'm waiting to see how many really, really clean jerseys we start getting in there for Shawnee. Because if they can get another touchdown or two, then you keep yourself safe. Because the playoffs, and you got to think about those. Robbie Glass took it, and
he goes down, doesn't he?
Yeah, discretion, the better part of valor. He decided, I'm not going anywhere, and dove just enough to pick up another yard or so.
I think you're correct. They get another score. I think Glass comes out, and because remember, Drew Mitch is out of this game, and that was after his score. And Drew Mitch had the very second score of this ball game, and we have yet to see him return. So he is out.
He might have got a rib. That's
we can't speculate.
Yeah, that's all conjecture because he did go down on that football pretty hard after he got tackled in the end zone. Hand up the middle. Guess what? He will not be denied. Matt Geyer.
First down.
I can't even say he puts his head down. He just cruises and glides right through there. Watch this.
He's going to get the handoff from Robbie and just splits the C right up the middle. Kind of goes a little left off tackle, but there's tons of room out there. Takes 3, 4, and coming in with 5 just to push him down on the ground.
Gets it right square on the midfield stripe, where it is first down, 10 yards to go from the 50-yard line. And Robbie Glass playing at quarterback because, as Gary had mentioned,
Blitz is on. Blitz is on. No, I think he got offsides. Yep.
Is it offsides, or they blow it that quick? We normally get an illegal procedure.
That's Cy Wells. He might. Yep, they got him. They saw him coming, and I think somebody jumped.
Somebody jerked, yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Kyle Wells can really fly.
He had a head of steam, didn't he?
Oh my goodness! It was like the first one to the bus wins, and he was on a roll there, and almost had it timed up just perfectly.
Now we're we can see the scoreboard here, and it says 62 degrees. When I got here earlier, at about 4 o'clock, 4:30, it was like 72, 73 degrees. So it has dropped off, and I think they want it down in the 30s by tomorrow morning. It's a handoff and slipping and falling.
Oh boy!
How many times have we seen that? Trying to cut up field was Luke Myers. And
well, you mentioned the field was the grass was tall.
Yeah.
When it does rain and that grass is taller than it normally, it's even more slippery when you think about it.
Yes.
Than having that traction of short grass and not much traction on it.
And you see right. I don't know if you can see that in picture. Somebody set up a tent up just to the left of the press box,
and not in front of our windows. That was nice.
So they were serious. They just had to get a popcorn popper or something and sell
I don't
concessions.
know how the heck they got those lazy boys up there.
Well, I watched them. It wasn't easy. Mom lifted them up and pulled them all the way up. Keeping the football. Well, that was a nice fake, was Robbie Glass. And he just may outrun the defense, but he's not going to. Going to be shoved out of bounds and knocked out of bounds by Wells. And that's down roughly at about the 25-yard line. Nice pickup. And Robbie Glass, it's interesting.
Watch him cut across here. He's going to stiff on one defender, and then I thought he was going to go down. But look at Cy Wells. There's the speed coming from him. And he just hangs on like a sled and brings him out of bounds. But that stiff arm was really nice by Robbie Glass. I think, if I'm Shawnee and you get in the end zone now, you get Robbie out of there.
Well, something that you didn't see, but he was talking to the official quite a bit after that play. Boy, that was a nice handoff to look at him go. Yeah, and Matt Geyer is going to take it in for the score from 25 yards away.
Watch this replay, folks. This is just a big guy running to the ball and using his straight arm. This is a strong kid, number 8, Matt Geyer.
Look at that, knocks over the pylon. He's got the score and heading in to try it once again for what, about the 9th time tonight or 8th time?
Yeah,
will be the field goal kicker and the queen of the homecoming.
Andy Meeks, coach's daughter. It's going to be 56 if she makes it here, 56-21.
Waiting for that snap, and the holder, R.J. Griffin.
And watch the outside. They've almost blocked this every time. See if they get close to it this time.
They came in again, yeah.
They let him go, though. Must not see that. Doesn't really matter.
It's good, and it is increasing their lead, Shawnee, to 56-21. We'll be right back with more high school football action brought to you by Jim Twiggs on the local TV for Me television network.
When your ride is overheated, choking, spinning, sputtering, stopped, or just too slow, trust the pros at Muffler Brothers. With locations in Fairborn, Urbana, and Springfield, you're right around the corner from repair service you can count on. Get your car the attention it deserves. See the real pros in town. Muffler Brothers.
It's time to eat, and you want great Mexican food with friendly service at a fair price. It's time for
My Mariachis.
With 3 convenient locations, you're never far away from a great meal at
My Mariachis.
Don't accept imitations. It's time for
And teeing it up on the 40-yard line as we get ready to go in more action here in this third quarter. Adam Myers, he will be kicking it off.
And the other kicker was our queen, Andy Meeks.
Andy Meeks.
She's perfect tonight for extra point attempts.
And the king was Robbie Glass.
Robbie Glass.
Oh, here's another beautiful end-over-end kick. Will it stay in bounds? Yes, it is, and it's picked up at the 10, the 20, and up to about the 30-yard line, and then it's going to be rocked back.
About the 30-yard line, I think is where they could probably spot it. Here's that touchdown, and he just comes across. Watch this stiff arm. Boom. Tried to hang on there. Was the defender trying to do the best he could, but just outmatched for size. And, of course, you're talking about Braden Berner. He's your quarterback that had that first attempt. We said earlier, he only weighs 145 pounds. And then you look at Matt Geyer. He's 210. I think there's a little bit of a difference there.
Yeah,
don't ask me how much.
And he looks like he's been in the weight room too, Matt Geyer. I mean, he was not going to be denied on that score. Clock rolls, and we got a running clock.
Running clock, yep. And after in the second half, after 30 points, that clock will run. Once it does change, it'll go back to normal.
Normal, yeah. And that was a nice play. Just a quick handoff.
Wyatt Ferguson,
straight up the middle. Yeah, is Wyatt Ferguson, who had that long run that set up their second TD of the night.
Now watch him get this ball, and he fakes it to the man in motion, and you can tell how big he is. He makes some movement just to move that ball forward. 5'6", kind of a little hydrant type thing. And he's 185 pounds, and he's reminds me a lot of you, Lee, what you must have looked like when you were running.
Yeah. Ooh,
nice
catch.
catch.
And what a nice.
Oh, I thought he had it, man.
Oh, he did drop it. Yeah, I thought he had it too, Gary.
Oh, boy, that was just. Let's see what happens here. It might be just when he comes down. This is a nice pass from the other quarterback, Caden Riley. And it's a long pass. Just comes down short. He just kind of outran it just a little bit. Tried to come back for it and fell incomplete.
And Adam Moore was just in his way, too. So he played a nice defensive back there on that. And actually, the DBs have done pretty good tonight. Play clock is down to 10 seconds. We got 4.5 minutes remaining here in this third quarter.
Oh.
Sweeping to the near side, almost tripped and fell, but boy, finding some running room, wanting to get to that sideline as he still goes. And it's that little 120-pound guy that would not be denied.
145.
Burner. Yeah.
This is a great run, and what determination! Almost bobbles it, comes back.
Look at that.
And just splits the difference there. Gets another 8 yards, and then people are kind of taking the wrong angle, and they're out of position. He rolls over the top of one defender that said, "What was that?" And he was saying, "What was that?" Was number 73. That was Corbin Owens. Said, "What hit me in the back?" And there you go. Nice run by the young quarterback.
Straight up the middle again. Couple of yards.
Lucas Rogers.
There were a couple of Shawnee Braves that really ran into each other, and they're limping. And I think it was number 22 and number 21. 22 being Adam Moore and Dylan Wones. Looked like they both just ran into each other.
Man-to-man coverage down here at the bottom, but nobody, here they come. Finally comes out here. Luke Myers realizes there's a man out here.
Yeah, better watch him. There's that reverse in the backfield, kind of a counter reverse.
First
and with
down.
the football, yeah, looking very, very good. And keeping his balance, and boy, he wouldn't be denied either. You know, there's
Lucas
one thing I've noticed, Gary, about this, Lucas Rogers, is Tecumseh is just not giving up.
No, and there's no reason they should, because what they're doing right now, they're building a foundation for next year. They understand what happened this year. They understand that they're young, and right now's the time to do it. You know, you're playing a team that's going to be, hopefully for Shawnee, in playoff contention, but you might as well play against a better team than somebody that's not quite as good.
And handoff again up the middle, and not much going on. Well, there he is again. Man, he just kept blocking after everything was over. It was Hayden Palmer.
and Jaden Hall were going at it up there.
So the ball's nose on the 30-yard line. Pickup of 1. That's going to bring up second down and 9. There you see the score, 56-21. And, yes, it is a running clock here in this third quarter after that last score by Shawnee. 56-21 right now, and whistles going off. The officials are calling the timeout, and somebody's...
Could be an equipment timeout. Let's see what happens as he comes over to the sideline. Yep. And coming off the field was number 52, Andrew Lowe.
And coming into the ball game for Andrew now
Carter
is
Manziel, right?
Yeah, Manziel's coming in. So the clock continues to roll. 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And a big ball cheer on homecoming. Good homecoming for Shawnee. as they find themselves way out in front. Boy, looking down the middle, got a man open who broke loose, and nope, incomplete.
Nice sportsmanship there, being helped up by Luke Myers. Really
Watch
good coverage.
pass,
This is double coverage, and the receiver has a shot at it here.
Look at this.
Two
He just
people are
kind of
back
ran
in
away. Yeah.
double coverage. And maybe if he goes up for it a little bit sooner, he has it. But again, those are things you're going to probably learn. And
You're absolutely right, Gary, as he just was kind of flat-footed and waiting for the ball to come down instead of going over the top of a smaller player. 3rd and 9. Here comes the rush, trying to take it over the middle and just could not get his intended receiver out there. And running loose in the middle of the field, but couldn't get it to him, was Wyatt Ferguson.
now watch him come on this blitz here. They're going to come right after him as he jumps back. He sees it, and he wants to throw it short, but it's not that short. When you see that blitz coming, you need to have an outlet, and that probably wasn't it. It's probably his main receiver. But if you have somebody coming out of the backfield, that can really be a backbreaker for the defense.
Actually, that was Wells that he could not get the ball to as he cut across. And going back, talking to his fullback. As man comes in motion. Here comes the rush again. Downfield, and he just out through anybody. Actually, the closest one to the football was Wes Schuler, as it was nowhere near any white jersey. So that's going to do it. This is very interesting. You take a look at Shawnee, who is down now to Division 5, and then you take a look at Shawnee. Just look at the student base. Tecumseh with 374.
And that's how they base it. They base it on numbers.
On numbers, yeah, that's true. And they're Division 2. Bell Fountain is Division 3. Jonathan Alder went from 4 to 3, as did London. Kenton Ridge stayed the same. And Shawnee was the only one to drop down. And like you say, it's based on numbers, although they are the top part of Division 5, which only helps them if you can come up with victories against those other teams in your division.
And just to think that this Shawnee team beat Bell Fountain last week.
Yes. Boy, open again. I am really, really impressed with number 7, Jaden Hall, who came into the ball game with 309 yards rushing, averaging 6.7 yards a carry.
Yeah, it's just kind of hard to do something at halftime to try to stop this kid, other than stop him right in the backfield before he gets going, because once he picks up ahead of steam, he's tough to bring down, and hauling him down there is Jaden Masick, and that's the end of the quarter.
And that's all for 3 quarters of action, with Shawnee leading 56-21. And we'll be back with more of the Shawnee-Tecumseh football game coming up on the local TV for me, Sports Network.
You're watching the Hometown High School Football Game of the Week on WRCX Television, brought to you by our local Allstate agent, Jim Twiggs. Tonight's game is also being brought to you by the Greater Ohio Eye Surgeons, Muffler Brothers of Springfield, Urbana, and Fairborn, and the IH Credit Union. A lot has changed in 80 years, but at the IH Credit Union, some things will never change. The IH Credit Union will always be member-owned and will always do what's right for our community. Stop in today at the IH Credit Union.
And we are back, getting ready to get the 4th quarter underway between Shawnee and Tecumseh. And coming up on the Allstate Hometown High School Football Game of the Week, and a big lead here at homecoming. It's been a good homecoming so far for the Shawnee Braves, as they're going to continue to run the football, handing it off to the kid that has just been lights out. Look at him find the running room, and you know what? Lights out even more. He's got it, another score. Taking that ball some 43 yards straight over the left side. And look at him go when he picks up some blocking. He had one missed tackle by Wells, and then it was all over with.
Just too big of a target to have to bring down number 7, Jaden Hall. And between Jaden Hall and Matt Geyer, that's going to be tough. But I'm real nervous right now if I'm Shawnee and the score is what it is. I get those guys out of the game because you're going to need them down the road here.
Andy Meeks looks to put it up for 63 points. It's down, it's up, it's on its way. Looks good. And it is good. Hasn't missed tonight. So with that touchdown and score, leading 63-21. We'll be back with more on the Jim Twiggs Allstate Football Game of the Week on local TV for me, Television Network.
You're watching the Hometown High School Football Game of the Week on WRCX Television, brought to you by our local Allstate agent, Jim Twiggs. Tonight's game is also being brought to you by the IH Credit Union, Los Mariachis Mexican Restaurant, and Springfield Clark CTC.
Springfield's pharmacy is Harding Road Pharmacy, located 1.5 miles north of the hospital on North Plum Street and Harding Road. Harding Road Pharmacy has been locally owned since 1950.
We not only fill prescriptions that are ready when you are, but our friendly professional staff is always available to answer questions and provide free delivery. We're proud to serve our community, and we invite you to experience why Harding Road Pharmacy is Springfield's hometown pharmacy.
Harding Road Pharmacy is open 7 days a week for prescriptions that are ready when you are.
And we're back here as we get set for the kickoff. As you can see the score there, 63-21 on that touchdown gallop by Jaden Hall. And that's where we stand as the kick is a squib kick there, Lee.
Yeah, squib kick, and still not fallen on by Tecumseh. That hit about 3 or 4 different hands before they finally said, we better get on this thing. Our Shawnee's got it again. And it goes inside the 35-yard line to, what about 34? It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Shawnee Braves, or check that, the Tecumseh Arrows, with 11:17 remaining here in this football game. 63-21. We knew that Shawnee had a pretty good football team, but, boy, there are a couple of running backs for this Shawnee ball club, Gary, that I thought are just lights out
I
so
think
far.
they kind of mimic what's going on with Springfield High School, those two running backs.
They really do. It's Tecumseh going to try it again. Well, nice play, bringing it over the right side and coming up with what you need to come up with, and that's just positive yardage, and that's what they do for the Tecumseh Arrows as we replay it here.
And you can see the handoff. It's going to come off to this side, and a little bit of running room. He cuts it back. Good tackling. Down low. Notice the tackling. You're going to stop somebody. That's going to be a low tackle. Coming in there is number 54, Dylan Nangol.
Botello was the one who carried it. Another nice run over on that far side by the Tecumseh Arrows. I'm trying to see, do we have any new faces in there for?
Well, that's kind of.
Yeah, there are some new faces in there for Shawnee right now.
Yeah, you got out there that we haven't called is Cameron Brucker is out there, number 24, and
got 44 out there too, Gary.
Yeah, and I think and coming across on the down here playing defensive back, you got Max Geyer, who's on special teams, and other times he's been around as well. And here we go. Pitches out to the running back as he comes around that left side and picks up a couple yards. Going to be a little short of the first down. And ball carrier coming across there is going to be number 33, and that's Jordan Ledent. He's 5'11", 180 pounds. Here's the replay. Nice pitch to the outside. Good fake by the quarterback as he takes the corner and picks up a couple yards. It's going to bring up right now. That'll bring up 2nd down, and let's call it 5 yards to go for the first down. We're here in Springfield at Springfield Shawnee High School, and we are under a running clock, as you can tell by the score, 63-21. Handoff once again to number 33. That's Jordan Ledent. And Ledent is a sophomore, 5'11", 180-pounder. And this team, we were talking about it, going back and forth, saying how young they are. And Tecumseh, every team's going to hit that at some point in time throughout the 4-year cycle. After you get rid of as many seniors as you did last year, you're going to have a young team. And Coach Chris Corey only has 10 seniors that he has to worry about graduating this year. And, of course, Shawnee has about 12, so about the same number. Back to the same running back. They're going to try to work him as much as they can. That's Jordan Ledent. And he's going to pick up a couple yards. Going to bring up 4th down. Doesn't really matter much for the Tecumseh Arrows because, once again, this is 4-down territory. as the ball's placed on the 40-yard line. They have to get to about the 38-yard line of Shawnee in order to get this first down.
4th and 3?
Yeah, 4th and, a little 2.5. Let's call it 3. There's the ball right there.
Okay, if you don't want to take my 3, go for 2.5.
Here's the measuring stick.
Looking out into the flat. Got a man. Oh, wide open, too.
And
just a nice play and a nice catch out there in the flat by Luke Shampton.
And if you watch the replay here, Nate Corey is the quarterback, number 4. Of course, that's perhaps coach's son.
Yeah.
As it comes across. Like you said, it was a nice pass, a nice reception. Looked it in as Luke Shampton. And new faces out there for both teams right now.
And R.J. Griffin made a nice tackle on that. He's the one that normally holds for
R.J. Griffin won the Heisman.
It's not R.J. Griffin. The only 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. Man, am I sick of that. As a stop in the backfield. Nowhere to go. And actually, there's going to be a little bit of a loss on that play. About a yard.
7 minutes in roll on there.
Second down and about 11 yards to go for the first down. As the clock rolls, 7:19, or 7 minutes, I should say. Where did I get 7:19 at? Must be hallucinating. I'm probably getting dehydrated. Up underneath center is Corey.
Nice handoff.
Yeah, sweeping that left side, as you can see. Got some running room. He can nail the corner.
Got the first down.
Yeah, sure did get that first down.
Real good hustle by number 33, Jordan Ledent. And they've been feeding him and feeding him and feeding him. Here he is one more time. Looks like he got a little gimpy there on that right ankle. I'm not sure what's going on. As much as he's played, he probably has it dinged. But he got that first down, and the team should be proud of him.
Boy, you can tell a real football player. He was not going to be denied. He was going to go until he got that corner.
Number 11's in there at the top of the screen in a clean uniform. That's Jackson Burner. He's a freshman, 5'8", 140. Set of burners on there. Next year, maybe they will be burners. You know what I mean, on the field.
What are you talking about, stoves?
There we go.
As the ball goes off the left side. Yeah, maybe.
Well, next
maybe
year, I mean, like I said, they're so young that they put some things together. They might be just the team that turns their season around, and next team around the block is going to be in the same position they've been in.
Well, and some of these kids right now for Tecumseh are playing for a position next year, maybe playing for a leg up on getting a starting position. And like you mentioned, Gary, there's some freshmen and sophomores out there that would like nothing better than to play for this football team. It's a pitch heading over that left. Oh, nice play.
He's worked hard all night.
Lucas
Botello.
Rogers.
That was Botello there. With
was that Botello that
Josiah,
took that?
Yeah, Josiah. Geyer makes that tackle on the other side, and that's when when you start having some of your Shawnee players playing both ways in a game like this at 63-21. You start using your subs because there's no way within 5 minutes they're going to lose this ball game.
Nice play again, trying to hit that sideline. But, boy,
Royalty
Shawnee
Jones.
said, you probably took this play one too many times to the well. Let's do something else because we're on to you now. Don't forget, stay tuned for tonight's Good Hands Player of the Game Award winner from Allstate, Jim Twiggs, who has got locations on Durr Road in Springfield and at 2781 Orchard Run in West Carrollton. Jim Twiggs and the Allstate Good Hands Player of the Game Award. We'll award that at the end of the ball game. Man coming in motion, and a nice little counter straight up the middle, but it's not going to go anywhere. The center of that Springfield line is just intense. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people getting up off of that pile. And again, running the football is Ledent.
Ledent, they've fed him quite a bit.
Yeah, they have.
And the other, a couple of the running backs are getting a shot at it right now. Look at the white jerseys. You can tell that Tecumseh is doing more substituting than Shawnee is right now. Actually, haven't seen number 14 out there as Simonson for Shawnee. So Shawnee's doing the same thing.
They are on defense. Yeah, they are. Boy, that was set up just perfect over the middle. Intended receiver was Rothwell, and the ball was just thrown a little too high.
Now watch the quarterback, young quarterback here, number 4, Nate Corey. And he's has a pretty good little arm on him. Now watch, if we get this, you'll see him. Does telegraph the throw, but look at this arm there. That's a pretty nice little pass, but just too much overthrown, and not too tall of a receiver to go up there and get it.
Well, you hit the nail on there. That was a nice pass. Nice tight spiral.
And he's tall. You know, look at Nate Corey. He's 6-footer, 130 pounds. He gets in the gym. You know, he's a freshman, folks. So this is a playing against Shawnee.
Fumble on the snap, and there's flags everywhere.
Movement there, illegal procedure there.
Flags on the field.
So dead ball foul, illegal procedure being called on the Tecumseh Arrows, and they'll march it back 5 yards. So it's going to be 4th down, and 13 yards to go for the first down. Actually, to be honest, for the touchdown. There have been, and I've noticed, Gary, there have been a lot of different players going in and out of the ball game for the Shawnee Braves. Corey going back. Now he wants to run and just will run into a handful of black jerseys and not going to be able to go anywhere, as tracking him down was Dylan Wones, one of the players on defense for the Shawnee Braves. That was one of the first ones to hit him, and the clock rolls. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the ball game. 63-21, and this has just been a great homecoming if you are a Shawnee fan.
Yep.
Now next week, join us, as we're going to be over in the land of the hill climbers, and that being Urbana, as that's going to be a fight for Champaign County, Urbana and Graham. And they've had a couple of lean years over the way, because those were always the top teams in the
battle of the two sides of town there.
Yeah, Champaign, there it is, the Hill Climbers and the Falcons of Graham. And we'll be on the air with you next week for that 7 o'clock start. Here's Shawnee, and handing the ball off in there to Max Geyer, who kind of just hunt and pecked his way along to pick up a couple of yards. Going to be out to the 15-yard line. Yeah, to be honest, it's only going to be maybe a yard at best. 2nd down and 9, as it's just across the 15-yard line. Taking their time, the Shawnee Braves, and why not? Handing the ball off again. Boy, some nice running room straight up the middle as he took that handoff from R.J. Griffin.
He doesn't want to go down.
Still not down.
He does not want to go down.
Finally going down is Max Geyer.
You got Max Geyer. You got Matt Geyer. You got Jaden Hall. Drew Mitch when he's on the men. And you got Robbie Glass. And then you got the scat backs. You got Wes Schuler. Now you got a handful of Shawnee players that could really give some of these teams a fit.
Yes.
But you have to put each and every play together. Sometimes Shawnee, and we've seen it, it's just as high school football.
It is.
It's the high school kids and who shows up.
Mistake. Look at Max Geyer again.
Yeah.
He just, I like the way he runs. He is going to be just a good ball player. Watch how he sheds tackles. I mean, they just seem to slide off of him, and he just gives them the old stiff arm and says, I'm not going down.
Matt,
2nd and 5.
He's a freshman.
Yeah, so he's got some time that's going to be spent here at Shawnee.
Well, we've seen some running backs here at Shawnee before that were freshmen that turned into big, huge running backs. One of them, as I recall, went to the did he go to Army? Went to Army, I believe.
I think he did, yes. We've seen quite a few players over the years that have gone on.
Look at this, still fighting off that tackle.
Look at that, Max Geyer is going to go out of bounds, but that's not going to stop the clock as it just continues to run. And that probably will be the last play of this football game, as we will not get another one on. The clock goes down 9 seconds, and that is going to do it with the final score 63-21. In favor of the Shawnee Braves, and a victory for the Braves to go 6-1, although they won't pick up a ton of points on this one for the state, but we'll see next week. They'll have another tough ball game. Post-game report will be coming up, along with the Player of the Game award winner. All that and more on the local TV for me, Sports Network.
You're watching the Hometown High School Football Game of the Week on WRCX Television, brought to you by our local Allstate agent, Jim Twiggs. Tonight's game is also being brought to you by Dave Cale Chevrolet, The Security National Bank, and Harding Road Pharmacy.
At Dave Kell Chevrolet and Chevrolet Trucks, we are proud that customers keep coming back to purchase vehicles. Now we have a brand new showroom that will help us serve our customers better.
We give every customer specialized attention to find the right vehicle at the right price, and we have a wide variety of new and used vehicles to choose from.
Visit us at Dave Kell Chevrolet and experience no-nonsense car shopping.
The best place to purchase a new or used vehicle is at Dave Kell Chevrolet in Mechanicsburg, Ohio.
As we continue, the post-game report with Gary Littell. And Gary, what do you say we check out the final couple of scores in the ball game?
Well, we had 10 scores in the first half and only 2 in the second half with that running clock. Here's the first scoring by number 8, Matt Geyer. He takes a stiff arm and goes about 25 yards into the end zone for a touchdown. That brings the score to 56-21. And that was followed by number 12, Jaden Hall, as he makes a tremendous run down the sideline, a little over 50 yards on this play. And that's where the score ends there at 63-21.
And a great homecoming it was for the Shawnee Braves. Time now for the Allstate Player of the Game Award winner, brought to you by Jim Twiggs. And this week, the Player of the Game Award winner is who, Gary?
Well, it should be probably the entire Shawnee team, but the winner tonight is going to be number 7, Jaden Hall. And Jaden Hall's a 6-footer, 210 senior. And this is the score he had at the very end of the first half. Now watch him make this move to the outside. Pursued by the quarterback, Braden Berner. Just can't get there in time, and he takes it into the end zone. And at that point, it was 49-21. And he is our Allstate Good Hands Player of the game.
Again, our congratulations to Jaden Hall of Shawnee. Join us again next Friday night. We're going to be over at Urbana High School, the home of the Hill Climbers, as they will be hosting the Graham Falcons, a couple of ball clubs from Champaign County. Till next week, we wish everyone a very pleasant and safe good evening.